Hi, this is Nicole Waterman with Breezeway Productions here at the Writers Guild Awards in Beverly Hills, California. So here today we've got some awesome interviews, so stay tuned. Black Klansman, I mean, what an amazing film, an amazing script. So tell me, did you guys, before the 2014 memoir came out, did you know about the story prior?
I didn't really know about it, and Charlie and David are the ones that really found Ron and found the book, so maybe they should answer that.
So tell us more about how you discovered about it.
It started out on Facebook, actually. I was looking on my newsfeed, someone shared an article of the Black Klansman, and there was a link to the memoir, Ron's memoir, on Kindle, and I shared it with David, and we both knew that there was something special there, and we just reached out to the publisher, we reached out to Ron, and we were lucky enough that he gave us permission.
Yeah, no, it's such an incredible story, and it's really so prevalent to tell. How do you think the story compares to really our current political climate that's been going on right now?
Well, you know, unfortunately, it's a metaphor for it right now, and all around the world right now, kind of fascism is kind of moving up in dangerous ways, and so we're really glad that our film kind of speaks to that, and that we didn't really intend it to in some ways. I mean, we did, but literally, you know, Donald Trump and David Duke kind of wrote themselves into the end of the film, which was Charlottesville, and so, you know, it's just kind of an example of the problem we're having in the country right now.
Absolutely. And what do you think is a solution for us to, you know, move forward and into where we can change?
One thing is that we need to know our history, and the more you know our history, then the less you fall for the things that we fell for in the last election. And unfortunately, that's been a problem in American life for a long time.
Yeah.
And in some ways, the more educated we become, kind of the dumber we behave.
Right.
so you know, it's a challenge, and so let's hope it gets better.
How are you doing this evening, Joe?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here.
So tell us a little bit more about your character from Green Book. Love to hear more about it.
Well, Gio Lascata is a captain in the Lucchese Joe Genovese crime family, but the real story is in the original script. It's a true story, and the character was really Frank Sinatra. So that's how Frank and Tony Lip met. So when I read the script and I went in for like another role, and they said, no, we want you to read for the Sinatra role. And I looked at Rick Montgomery, the casting director. I said, "What are you, nuts? I mean, I got a lot in my warehouse, brother. But, you know, I'm not going to do that." And he goes, no, we're going to change the character. They don't want to play that Sinatra because it's too iconic.
Of course.
Which is true. And we're going to make him this, you know, mobster and the Lucchese family.
So tell us a little bit more about Generation Wealth.
Yeah, Generation Wealth is a film about how the American dream has changed and how we've been co-opted by the values of consumerism, kind of the Kardashian effect. But it's also a 25-year retrospective of my work through photography and film and words. And for this film, I also turned the camera on myself. So I'm in it, my family's in it, and it becomes a very personal journey about how we're all complicit in Generation Wealth.
I definitely agree with that. Is this your first time being nominated this evening?
It's my first time being nominated for a WGA award. It's my first written by credit, so it's super exciting.
I'm sure you're excited. I hope you know it all goes well. So where can everyone see Generation Wealth?
It's streaming on Amazon Prime.
So season 3, the trailers just come out recently. What has inspired the writing for season 3, would you say?
I think really Elizabeth Moss in the character of June, she drives the show. It is called The Handmaid's Tale, and I think her having managed to survive for the first 2 seasons has put her in a position where she is wondering what she can do to actually change things. I mean, the first 2 seasons really, you know, the end of the episode, she survived with all her fingers and toes. It was a huge victory, but now I think she's going to mess some shit up.
So you guys have finished filming Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
Yes. Yeah, we have our live show left, but we've wrapped production.
What are you looking forward to with the ending with it? Anything exciting we should be looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm going to Italy for a couple weeks, and that's just going to be like great. It's very surreal, and it comes in fits and starts because we're not quite done with the process yet. But I'm looking forward to getting back in touch with who I am when I'm not doing the show.
Yeah, definitely understandable. And you're presenting this evening, right?
Yeah, I think I'm presenting the last category. Yeah.
Do you know what the category is?
Writing for a drama series. So it just goes to show you can not nominate someone and yet still have them come to an award show because that's how desperate they are for some sort of exposure during award season.
Right. Tell us a little bit more about your documentary.
It follows a writer for David Letterman who stumbles on this world of corporate musicals that companies used to do for their salesmen years ago, but even still today. They were private things. The public was never supposed to see them. They're hilarious, but they're also beautifully done, many of them. And
they were disposable. So the public never got a chance to see it. They never got a chance to share their work. And they put in 110% on a lot of these shows. And some of the composers and lyricists are people that the public might know. They wrote Fiddler on the Roof, Chicago, Cabaret, and then some of them are just performers and writers who were never really, the spotlight was never shown on them. So it's great that Steve was able to save it.
Yeah, that's what we're doing with the movie, is to shine a little light on this hidden corner of entertainment history.
Yeah. And how did you discover about it? Because that's a pretty fascinating thing to find out about.
Yeah, I used to be an editor at The Late Show with David Letterman. This is actually my debut feature as a director. And so Steve Young was somebody that I worked with, and I appreciated his sense of comedy. I mean, it's really crazy and very different, but also beautiful. And
he sees what other people don't really see. And he saw this beautiful meld, this juxtaposition of these two things that should not be together, corporate America and musicals. And it is really something to behold,
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most this evening?
Drinking and eating, and maybe flirting. Drinking, eating, and flirting.
Flirting's always a good thing. So tell us about what's happening next with Portlandia.
So this was the final season. So all the writers and Fred and Carrie and John Kreisel, the executive producer, everybody's scattering into the other projects and other television and film things. So we'll all go separately. But if we win, I'll be FaceTiming Fred, and he will still make the acceptance speeches from the stage.
How did you find out about Green Book? Like, how did it first come to your attention?
You mean the film?
Yeah, the film.
They found me.
Wow.
They invited me to an audition.
That's amazing.
And the very first audition, I was kicked out. I was not accepted. And they said, you did a great job, but unfortunately you're too mature for the role. And then a month and a half passed, and I was called back again. And this time my manager said, I don't know what happened. Obviously, they went back to the drawing table, they changed their mind. But this time they want to hear you playing cello. I said, I don't play cello, I play violin. And he said, it's the same thing, right? No, it's not. It's a completely different instrument. I grew up in the symphony orchestra. He said, well, you have 5 days, you can pull something off. I said, 5 days, that's it? He said, well, they just want to see if you can kind of professionally. I said, all right. So I hired a teacher. I rented a cello. And being a classical musician, that was my chance. Yeah, I can say, okay, they're going to do a photo drop. That's clear. Why don't I take those 5 days to see if I can do something? At that audition, I played the theme song solo of Waterboy, 18 bars. And Peter looked at me and said, wait, you're a violinist. I didn't know you're playing a cello. I said, I didn't know either. And from this moment on, I really stepped on it. I was provided with all the music and all the 6 songs in the movie. I pulled it off.
That's very cool. That's an awesome story. Very nice.
Why not?
I'm Kevin Spiritus. I co-created a show called After Forever with my co-writer, co-producer, Michael Slade, who's in New York right now at the Writers Guild East Awards. And it's a story that we both wanted to write about gay men in their midlife, 50s, 55, closer to 55. So it's about men who are not disappearing off the canvas. Because so often we we don't get to be acknowledged in this creative industry. So it's about love, loss, and new beginnings. Everyone's going to go through loss at some point, and it's a good show. It's on Amazon Prime right now.
Amazon Prime. Okay, very cool.
Thank you.
And it just started now. It's in its first season.
It's in its first season. It's short form. It's 8 short episodes, approximately 10 to 11 minutes each episode, and you can binge the whole thing in 88 minutes.
Ooh, yes.
Lots of Kleenex.
That's good. And do we know yet about a season 2?
Season 2 and season 3 are being worked on as we speak. I'm going to introduce my producer, Allison Van Noor.
How are you?
Without her, I don't think any of this could have happened.
Tell us about how you guys came into contact with each other, how this project, came about.
I actually think it was a mutual friend that I had worked with on a feature film. I had produced a feature film with Gerald McCulloch, and he introduced Kevin to me when Kevin was looking for a producer, I believe, right?
I didn't know what to do first, and he said, call Allison.
Yeah.
We should do a series called Call Allison.
Yeah. A lot of people probably have the same story.